flesh bride is suffering of Apert syndrome. It's a congenital craniofacial disorder, and it basically affects the skull, the face, and hands and feet. Some of the children, about 50%, can have developmental delays, but most of the children develop normally according to brain function. The worst thing is usually the disfigurement of the face and the skull, and it comes from cranial base abnormalities and so-called craniosynostosis. So some of the cranial futures fuse too early, and that is the reason why the skull grows in a different shape than normally. In this case, as you have seen, he's got a very mild deformity. So he hasn't got the typical proptosis, so the eyes are still protected quite well. So what we're going to try to achieve today is basically to do a cranial decompression and to open up the whole skull and to create more space for the growing brain, so that there's enough space for the brain to develop. This is basically the picture that was taken last year in October, a CT scan. We did a 3D reconstruction. There you can see the two orbits, the midface, the mandible, and this is the skull bone. What we're going to do now, we show you, we're basically going to open up the skin, and then we're going to expose this whole area here, the skull bone. And then Prof. Hartzenberg is the neurosurgeon. He's going to open the skull bone, and he's going to take that skull bone off from the brain, and then we're going to reconstruct it. We're going to remodel the skull bone to make it look more normal, and also to create more space for the growing brain. So there's a lot of risks and possible complications that are possible. We fortunately don't see that a lot, and we do our utmost to prevent them. Apert syndrome has got an incidence of 1 in about 150,000 live births. I don't know exactly how many children are born in South Africa per year, but that is basically the incidence. We have seen last year about 3 new children with Apert syndrome, newly diagnosed children with Apert syndrome at Tygerberg Hospital.
God knows why He gave us this child. After we have all those kids, they are fine, no problems. So that is the thing, helps me a lot. And while the time goes on, it was like when you just try to talk to him, you are smiling. And I realized, this child is as good as I was not thinking about. And the time goes on, it was just when you talk to him, it's like sometimes he was listening. Even he was like doing a lot of things as a normal child. So that is the thing helps me to accept him and accept it myself.